What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. Boy, what a day it is. It's Pizza Friday.
It is Pizza Friday. I hope you all had pizza today.
Thank you all for joining us on what a marvelous day, indeed. And I hope the pizza gods have blessed you all with pizza today.
Yes. I think we had good pizza tonight.
We had pizza tonight, definitely. 100%. Oh, no.
What was that?
We're off to a good start. How's everybody doing? We have a great stream today. We're just really looking to hang out, but we're also here to talk about some really fun stuff.
Yes.
Unless you guys have been living under a rock, Power Rangers Prime issue number 1 came out this week, and I am so excited to talk about it. It is probably the only new, technically canon Power Ranger material we're going to be getting for the foreseeable future. And yeah, we're gonna give you our thoughts because we didn't really get a chance to do a review video. So
yeah,
really excited to talk about that. But Nikki, how are you doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Like you said, it's Friday, which is always a positive thing. We're in crisper, cooler weather now, which it's cool, but I do like it.
Yeah,
we have some pretty cool stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of cool stuff going on. I don't know. Do we, or is it just the same old stuff? Is life just not existential?
That got really morbid really quickly.
Of course it did, because we're here to talk about Galactus.
Oh no!
Look at that! Look at that segue. That's a pro segue.
I was gonna. I'm speechless.
Well, maybe we should talk about our first topic. Like, you didn't read into that segue, but maybe we should transition into our first topic, which is the Fantastic Four First Steps. Honestly, everything that's coming out of this movie has me even more excited to see it.
Yeah.
From the casting announcements to the new plot synopsis that just released today to all the Comic-Con footage that we've seen come out, the character designs, the artwork, the way they announced the cast.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, just go ahead.
I was gonna say, even the way that the cast and crew have been kind of tweeting about it and promoting it, like everyone actually, they have a good sense of humor about it, which is good, but everyone actually seems enthralled by the project, which is a good thing.
It's so good for a movie that they're really emphasizing the familial aspect of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
That you have the cast actually behaving like their family and that they actually like each other.
Exactly.
Which is really, really cool to see just from behind the scene pictures and interviews.
Mm-hmm.
They're very lucky that Joseph Quinn and Pedro Pascal are in another big movie together that's releasing now. So they're on the red carpet together a lot, and their chemistry is fantastic.
Wait, Joseph Quinn's in Gladiator?
Yes, he's in Gladiator.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so they've been hitting the red carpet together, so their chemistry is really good.
And you're not mixing up with Paul Mescal.
No, they're both in Gladiator too, both of them.
So both potential Johnnies.
Both people who were going to be Johnny are in Gladiator too, and one of them ended up being Johnny. One of them is now Johnny.
That's, wow, the way the world works.
Sometimes. 100%. But speaking of the synopsis, today we were given the first official synopsis for the Fantastic Four, The First Steps. And I have to say, I think it has a lot of promise. We're going to pull it up on the screen for you guys and read it off. But it states, set against the vibrant backdrop of a 1960s-inspired retro-futuristic world, Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four First Steps introduces Marvel's first family, Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm, the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm, the Thing, as they face their most daunting challenge yet. Forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond, they must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. And if Galactus' plan to devour the entire planet and everyone on it weren't bad enough, it suddenly gets very personal.
Whoa.
Which to me sounds like a really good Fantastic Four movie.
It does. I think it's fair to say it's not necessarily a surprising plot or that's beyond anything that we would have thought, but I love the way that they're presenting it. They're giving us a glimpse into the tone, the vibe. We knew it would be in the 60s and have kind of that retro futuristic look. But hearing about that and hearing about just the actual dynamics and what Galactus is actually doing with Silver Surfer, I like the way they presented that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is actually pretty surprising. The fact that they're even starting the franchise with Galactus is pretty surprising to me. Not only that, but we have official confirmation here that it is going to be Julia Garner as the Silver Surfer. This officially confirms it.
Oh shoot! The problem is, I feel like I've seen it so much. I kind of thought it was.
Her role was never confirmed. Her casting was confirmed. I think this is actually the first time. No, I think her casting was officially announced in the trades anyway. Marvel has never said anything about it.
Yeah.
But this is the first time they're actually naming her as the Silver Surfer, which is interesting because, as we can see from this, it doesn't take place on the 616 Marvel universe.
No.
Because we've seen the past in that universe, and it is not retro-futuristic.
Right. I think that's something that even if they never announce it, though, we kind of had that idea.
Yeah. And, Feige even hinted at it in San Diego.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Johnny Storm poster. He's like, why don't you guys look at that skyline? It looks a little different from ours, right?
Right. And especially with the Doom stuff regarding RDJ. We knew that was a possibility, too.
Yeah. We still don't know where RDJ's Doom is coming from. But it's interesting because I feel like on paper you say this looks like a simple movie, but the key to the Fantastic Four is its simplicity.
I did not say simple, to be fair.
What did you say?
I said unsurprising.
Okay, well, I disagree with. I think there's some interesting surprises there. I think the fact that, like I said, I named the surprise there, but I think the simplicity of it is really interesting because what makes the Fantastic Four interesting characters, and what has always made the Fantastic Four interesting characters, is that family aspect. They are Marvel's first family. And when Stan Lee created them, what separated them from other teams like the Justice League, because they were very famously created as a response to the Justice Society, Stan really leaned into the fact that, hey, this was a family of superheroes. Not only that, but they were also adventurers. So those are big parts of the Fantastic Four's character that we never really saw super fleshed out in ways in the movies. We saw them being in the other, Fantastic Four franchises.
Yikes.
We saw them being family on paper, but that was never really the driving force behind those movies. And I think that's why they inevitably all failed as franchises, because that's what makes them stand out from any other team, from the Guardians, from the Thunderbolts asterisks, from any sort of Avengers team.
Well, you're saying that the 2015 team didn't seem like a family at all?
They didn't even seem like they were in the same room most of the time. Let's be honest. They had all kinds of wig changes and look changes, lighting changes. They didn't even seem like they were real people.
Not wrong.
So to really have Marvel step up and reinforce that, and just to hear the word family being used so much as you talk about them, it's just really, really good news for this movie.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, everything that they've shared, again, I think we already reinforced it, is that it gives us nothing but hope for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because like you said, on the face of it, if they're not having an overly convoluted plot or story beats, I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily, especially with the introduction of them, because you want them to be handled carefully.
We say that, right? But there's layers of complexity in this description, right? It is a 1960s retro-futuristic world. We still have to set that stage. It's they're already established heroes that it says in the synopsis, which means we already have to deal with them. Are we going to see other villains? Are we going to see them doing super heroics? We know that the Future Foundation is involved in this movie. How is that going to be incorporated into all of this? So there's definitely pieces to a bigger puzzle there. And yeah, plot synopsises are simple because that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be elevator pitches, essentially.
And I do love how they end it with it suddenly getting very personal.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I was going to say, you could speak to that better than I could, because I don't know what that could mean.
I don't know. It really depends on, if this is going to be Nornrad's wife as the Silver Surfer, then I don't really know what they could be doing. That because it could be, there are heralds with Galactus in the comics that Johnny falls in love with. There's, Frankie Ray, Nova, who Johnny has, interpersonal relationships with, romantic relationships with. So is that what it means? Does it involve Alicia Masters somehow? We know that she's in the movie being played by Natasha Lyonne.
Which is funny because that definitely has not been officially announced.
That hasn't been officially announced. Another thing.
But
also, they're looking to blow up the Earth.
Yeah.
So, there could be that. There are the rumors that there's going to be the inclusion of Franklin Richards in some way, shape, or form. Is Sue going to be pregnant in this movie? So, there's a ton of different things that could make it personal for the Fantastic Four. And when you incorporate, I think incorporating Sue's pregnancy in this It is great because what most people don't realize is that Sue got pregnant pretty early in their comic book history.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Franklin has existed in the comics more than he hasn't. Let's put it that way. He's been around for a very long time. So, you know, that could make things very, very personal. And to introduce a character like Valeria Richards, who has a relationship with Doom in the comics. Doom is her uncle, her like godfather in the comics. That's going to be really interesting to see if that's incorporated at all. So there's a lot of ways that can make it personal. But another thing that really makes this production exciting is that there's only like a week and a half of filming left.
That's what I read about, is that they said that they were really ahead on that.
Yeah.
And the fact that this movie is already coming out next July is insane.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the smoothest productions I think we've seen from Marvel post-strike, post-pandemic, I even want to say.
Yeah.
It has moved so quickly, and there's been so little behind-the-scenes drama involved that this is the movie that I'm probably the most excited about seeing.
Oh God, yeah. Because was it San Diego or D23?
Both.
Because everything they've done, and I know we've already said it, but compared to every other project, it's wild to me how much they have us hyped for it from everything they've shown.
I mean, Giacchino's already got his score. Part of his score finished.
And what we heard of it already is fantastic.
It's so good. And just like, the positivity, the goodwill behind this movie is just so overabundant right now that I can't help but feel really excited just to see it.
And not only that, I can't get over just even the aesthetic and the clips and the footage they've shown us, because for people who keep clamoring for something different, whatever that means, I think this is going to also be that, while also having the Herculean task of introducing them and acting as a kind of an origin, but not really. I'm like, everything's looked so good so
I
far.
don't think we're going to see the origin.
No.
I think we're going to skip right past that.
What I mean is more like introductory.
Yes.
Yeah, because I think it is definitely, but that's what I'm saying, is it's going to have that differentiation.
If we do see an origin, I would like to see an homage to the Watchmen movie, the Zack Snyder 2009 Watchmen movie. The best part of that movie is the opening montage that establishes this world so heavily to the point where, like, we're immediately locked in to what comes after, and it gives us the whole history of the Minutemen and why the superheroes are in hiding right now. And I would love that kind of montage to open up the Fantastic Four movie, where they're fighting the Mole Man and they're fighting, you know, all kinds of C-list villains that they have. Mole Man and the Moloids. I really hope Paul Walter Hauser, who's also in this movie, is playing Mole Man.
I was going to say, there's all these people that they have listed, like him, Natasha, John Malkovich, who are undisclosed as of now. Yeah. But that's fun.
It's such an astoundingly talented cast. And speaking of the cast, another thing that we have going on with the production is that actually, while we were getting ready for the stream, we saw that Ralph Ineson, who's going to be playing Galactus in the movie, has already wrapped filming.
Or did you not see his follow-up?
Yes, with his son.
No,
I didn't see it then.
Okay.
What's the follow-up? But hold on, because I want to focus on this patch for a second.
Okay, yeah.
Because the patch says Richard Storm, and then it says Grant. Richard Storm's. I can't see what that G word is. It looks like Grant.
Richard Storm, Excelsior. Yeah, it's covered.
Well, actually, it obviously has Excelsior there. Excelsior has multiple meanings in the Marvel Universe. Obviously, it is Stan Lee's catchphrase, his battle cry. He's constantly screaming Excelsior, but it's also something that's constantly referenced in New York coat of arms, in New York visages, because it means always upward. And on that picture, it looks like there's that spaceship that we saw in the San Diego Comic-Con footage.
Yeah.
So it seems like they're going to be space explorers, obviously. Yeah. But that's a fun little nod to that. I really like that.
No, and that's, again, I think that talks more to the stuff we were talking about with how the cast and crew have actually made us hyped for this production and for the movie, and that they're leaning into like this fun aspect of it. And I think that's what it's really enjoyable.
Okay, that's funny. I did not see that.
I'm shocked you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen that yet.
I was going to say, so like, hold on. I'll pull that. Do you want me to pull that up?
Pull that up. Go ahead.
Because as soon as I saw that pretty quickly, so that's him just being good with the PR side.
That's Disney calling him and going, "What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are you doing?"
Okay. I don't know how well people can see.
So he said, "Okay, so I need to choose my words more carefully when talking about Marvel. My lovely Carhartt sweatshirt was a gift from Matt, the director. The movie has not wrapped yet, and I have another day to do. I need a grown up to do this stuff for me now, don't I?"
Yes.
Honestly, I love this guy.
But that's what I'm saying. I like his response was so pitch perfect.
As if being a great actor wasn't enough for me to like him. His personality has always been fantastic, and it's no pun intended, but that is a pun. But really, really great stuff. Yeah, but there's not a single thing that's been done that has made me want to see this movie any less.
I know. So again, there's nothing but optimism at this point. And that's the thing. Like, yes, we are MCU fans. We enjoy a lot of what they put out and are excited for most of what they put out. But this, I don't think, is comparable to any other announced project recently.
No, I think that everything behind this has been so positive. Whether, like, think about the 3 movies that are coming out next year. Between this, Cap, and Thunderbolts, Asterix.
Here's what's crazy is the fact that you would almost think a Cap movie would have been the most anticipated.
I mean, for me, I still heavily anticipate it, but I am such a huge fan of the Fantastic Four. Cap is the Cap franchise is my favorite MCU franchise, but Matt Fraction's run on the Fantastic Four comic book is one of my favorite Marvel comic books. Not only that, it's one of my favorite comic runs of all time. And I'm getting a lot of that in this movie. I'm getting a lot of, like, whether it's the involvement of the Future Foundation or Galactus or Franklin Richards being involved or Reed juggling parenthood with his responsibilities. The core idea of family, a lot of that run, it feels like it's being utilized for this movie, as well as the original Stan Lee run with the characters that introduced the Fantastic Four. So to have that much love going into this project, and just to hear, like, every single person who's working on this movie has been nothing but positive about their experience. Not only that, but they're going out of their way to just glow and rave about their time on the movie. So, I mean, I just can't help but want to see it.
I'm just expecting Joseph Quinn to have actual fire powers now.
100%. Pedro Pascal can stretch. That's why his skin looks so good.
I know.
He's constantly stretching his skin smooth.
Is that how he got the daddy title?
Yeah, 100%. He has children with Vanessa No, that's what did you do?
I was gonna say, where did that come from?
What is happening?
Wait, what?
Where did you go? Anyway, who's in the chat right now? I feel like we vamped for long enough to get some people in here. What's up, everyone? Oh, I see Johnny. Hey, Johnny. What's up, buddy? I see Balino Gamer. Hello, Ryan. What's up, Ryan? Super Megamon Inc. I love that. Is that a Digimon?
That sounds like one.
I can't remember. Is that?
When's end of What If? I feel like somehow could tie in with the movie.
What If season 3 is airing December, I believe.
Yeah.
It's airing, it's 5 episodes, 1 episode a night, I believe. So it will end before the year is over.
Yeah.
And I mean, just based off of the concept of what If is, don't be surprised if it leads into something. That show has to end, leading heavily into what comes next in terms of the multiverse saga, because it is a multiverse show.
Yes, agreed. The Promised Power Rangers Cosmic Furies 20. They should not put auction today.
Well, the auction is Monday, and they've put a lot of money into hiring everyone's favorite Power Ranger actors to promote this auction that is doing fine.
Everything's fine.
That is doing just okay.
Thank you so much, Matt.
Thanks, Matt. Was there anybody above that?
No.
Yeah, there was.
That's it.
No, up. Scroll up. See?
This was from before the stream even started.
Really?
Yeah, because as soon as...
Interesting.
Yeah.
Whoa, craziness.
It is.
So anyway, yeah, that's what's going on. But what do you guys think of the Fantastic Four? Let us know. We'll keep coming back to the chat as the stream continues. But, you know, we got some other stuff to talk about.
We definitely got some stuff to talk about. And speaking of Power Rangers and adjacent things.
Talk about Power Rangers. Talk about Marvel animation. Look at that segue. We've got the cast announcement for Power Rangers Rita's Rewind, which is the game from Digital Eclipse that's coming out. The beat 'em up side scroller type game, I want to say.
Oh no, look, real quick.
Oh, hello, Jacoby. How are you today, sir? We were just talking about Fantastic Four. You missed it. Yeah. I needed you in here to talk about Fantastic Four. I don't know why the camera keeps doing that. That's going to annoy me this whole time. I know why it's doing it. I just can't fix it while we're live.
Oh, no.
So we're just going to have to deal with it. I might try and like put a video up and deal with it. But okay. So anyway, the cast for Rita's Rewind literally announced this afternoon.
And it's, when you told me this, I just did not believe it.
And not only is the cast good, it is some of the best voice actors working in the field today. And when I say that, I mean like everyone who's part of this cast is phenomenal. Not only that, but we met half of them like a couple of weeks ago.
And man, if we only knew at the time.
If they would have just told us,
I know.
We could have just like got some information. But no.
We ready to go through the stacked cast?
We're ready. Let's go. Pull it up.
All right.
Okay. You hit the wrong screen.
Oh no.
Or scroll down. There we go. Okay. So Red Ranger, AJ Lacasio, everyone's favorite Raging Cajun, Gambit from X-Men 97, and Lothar from Voltron Legendary Defender on Netflix. AJ Lacasio is the Red Ranger. Not only is he the Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, he's also going to be doing the voices of Zordon and Alpha 5. Not only that, but we finally have a Mighty Morphin Red Ranger that we could actually like now, guys.
Oh my god, that's
crazy.
That was the first thing I said.
We won. Mighty Morphin people, we won. We finally got a Red Ranger that we could root for.
Oh no, hold on.
We got a super. Thank you, Jacoby, for the $4.99. What a weird unround number.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are very less fortunate. We don't. Jacoby's uncle, as a lot of you know, is Kevin Feige.
Yes.
So just because he comes from Marvel wealth, he thinks he could lord over us, and by all means, go for it.
I was gonna say you would do a lot for Kevin Feige.
Yeah, 100%. Tell Kevin to answer my calls. But really excited. I love AJ. We met AJ. He's such a humble and just really nice all-around guy. Couldn't have wanted a better person to lead this team.
If you like had to guess, would he have even been close to your first guess?
Honestly, I didn't even know that they were going to cast. I didn't know that there was going to be voice acting like that in this game. So to see this, like, I thought it was just going to be like your typical like one-liners. Like, so the fact that that still may be the case, and they're going out of their way to get voice actors with star power behind them and talent behind them has me even more excited to play this game.
Yeah, which is insanely crazy. Oh my god. Why? Let's keep going, though.
But we have Power Ranger alumni Christina V as the Pink Ranger.
Wow.
Switching colors, she played the Black Ranger on Power Rangers Hyperforce. And now she's playing the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. They're not named, they're just colored. So she is not, we don't know if it's Kimberly or Kat, but she is just the Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. I think we've seen them on Morph. It has to be Kimberly.
It would be weird if it wasn't. Oh, yeah, like right there.
Yeah, like they're unmorphed. That's Kimberly. But she is just playing Mighty Morphin Pink Ranger. Either way, Christina V needs no introduction.
No.
She is prolific in the voice acting field.
She's Sailor Mars.
Sailor Mars. She's the Masquerade people. That lady, the Glorious Ladybug show.
Yeah.
Miraculous Ladybug. That's it.
Yeah.
She's done a ton of anime stuff. If you've watched the show, she's been on it. Let's put it to you that way.
I was gonna say, in the mid-late 2000s, I knew her just because she did a lot of anime song covers on YouTube. Yeah,
her reputation precedes her. She is a legend. We don't even have to sing her praises. She's so goated in the voice acting community.
But here we go. Talk about someone who deserves all the praises.
And we have, as our Black Ranger, Isaac Robinson Smith, another alumnus of X-Men 97 who played Bishop on X-Men 97 and who we also met at New York Comic Con. Another really, really nice guy.
Yes.
So I can't help but be happy for everyone who's involved in, because we've
Yes.
met a majority of the cast at this point, and they are all such good people that I'm happy for their W.
I mean, we know he has good taste in shirts.
Yes, we were matching. We wore the same shirt. We should have had the picture ready, but we
I
don't.
know.
We had the picture. We had the same shirt. Can't wait. Just like really cool.
This is amazing.
And moving on
Oh
to
my
our
God.
Yellow Ranger, we have Holly Chow, who plays Nikki's probably favorite X-Man, Jubilee in X-Men 97. Also really, really sweet. Just like a really sweet, good person.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy that all of these really sweet, good people are getting to play Power Rangers.
Yes.
Finally, a cast of Rangers I could really get behind.
I know.
And like really back and support with all my might. And no, I do not think anyone's gonna have to clip this out and make me bite my words later on. I think they're all really amazing people.
And we know that they're amazingly talented. Like,
Yes.
talk about pitch perfect, at least what we think is going to be pitch perfect casting that I just never would have anticipated.
Yeah, I mean, just really, really good. I love it. I'm just looking at the animation as we're like, it's just so good. I can't wait to play this game. It's really going to be fun. Maybe would you guys want us to stream this game?
I was gonna say, because I knew this existed. It never like piqued my interest a whole lot, but damn.
Yeah, I mean, I was definitely looking into streaming it for the channel, but I would really love to get your guys' input and see what you if you'd be interested in that.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play it no matter what, but to play with you guys would be pretty fun.
Absolutely. We have a couple more though.
We have a few more. We have James Willems, who will be playing the Green Ranger. Not only the Green Ranger, but Goldar and Bones.
Yeah.
Bones. What a great villain Bones was. He just turned into a pile of bones. And then he just turned into a floating skeleton with a fedora and a cape. And that makes him great. Not only that, but he will be playing Redacted in Rita's Rewind. Who do you think Redacted is? Or do you think that's just the name of the character?
I mean, that'd be a sick name to have.
I mean, you know what that probably is, right?
Oh, no.
It's probably the White Ranger. If I had to wager a guess.
Is that like they really have to redact that?
I mean, yeah, I guess if it's a what do you call it? A post game like downloadable content like
DLC.
Yeah, DLC.
Okay, that's fair.
Then I would understand why they would want to hide that, so they could probably promote it separately.
Yeah.
But if I had to wager a guess, he's playing the Green Ranger. Wouldn't be surprised if he's also playing the White Ranger.
Yeah, if you're playing the Green Ranger, that would not be very surprising.
Yeah. Who's next?
And then
the multi-talented Allie Dixon provides the voice of the villainous Robo Rita, which is interesting. That they made a change. I guess they're trying to differentiate it from the continuity of the show.
Yeah.
As to not get Barbara Goodson to come back, but I'm excited. I think she kind of nails that really gravelly Rita voice. So excited to see what she does. And I think there's one or two more potentially.
Yeah, you're right.
And finally, Don Amrich as the Blue Ranger and Eye Guy.
Yes.
Eye Guy, another great villain, just a bunch of floating eyeballs.
I was gonna say, with all the freaking Mighty Morphin villains that we've had and monsters that we've had to watch over the last couple of years, I do remember Eye Guy.
Eye Guy he's just Eye Guy.
He's just Eye Guy.
He's just a guy with eyes, just flopping around, you know. But again, like Jacoby said, Jacoby mentioned it in the comments. They have super heavy hitters in the voice cast. Do you want to pull up his comment?
Yeah. Oh no, I completely agree.
This cast is stacked. For those unfamiliar with animation, these are some of the most talented people working in the industry today. So again, they're really putting a lot of effort into this game for a game that I didn't really think much of when they first announced it, but the more I see of it and the more I'm hearing about it, the more excited I get, and the more excited I am to play it.
Absolutely. And that's what's so crazy is that we talk about how there's no more other Power Rangers, there's not much going on, but this is some of the most positive news we've had in a while.
I know. This week was pretty amazing for Power Rangers fans, all things considered. I mean, the big auction is Monday.
Yeah, which I'm so interested to see what actually happens with that.
I hope, I don't know. I honestly don't know. It's just I can't wait till it's over. I can't wait until Wednesday.
Yeah.
when it's over, so I don't have to hear about Heritage's Power Ranger auction ever again.
I don't know. There might be. Like you were talking about, is that if stuff doesn't get sold, I know there was concern about what'll happen. So I feel like there'll still be some discourse directly after, but then eventually, like everything else,
eventually it'll go away. Hopefully. But yeah, I think not much else to talk about there. Why don't can we pull up the trailer for Power Rangers Prime? I don't know if we can.
I was gonna say, I think it was that video that was auto playing on the tweets.
Yeah, because I just want to see if I could fix it really quickly. No, that's Rita's rewind.
Oh wait, which trailer?
The trailer for Power. I mean, it's fine. We could just pull that. Let's pull that up.
Okay.
And let's see if we can play that a little bit, and we can talk over it while it plays.
Okay.
There we go.
You want to keep us talking?
Yeah, we can keep us talking.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, you go ahead, give him a live trailer reaction right now.
Whoa! I can't see. Is that okay?
That's okay, because we're just talking through it. We're talking through it.
Whoa, dumpster!
Whoa, it's the space dumpster.
Destroy you all! Damn.
Are you there, Rangers?
Rangers, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's really good Rita stuff. We actually have a Zordon we can like now.
Go Power Rangers!
Yeah, you go, Power Rangers.
Oh my god. I feel like we really don't
No, we really don't see them. I see them use the bike. Well, we'll see them use the bike.
Yeah.
Join in the party!
Nice. Oh god.
He definitely had Rita's help.
We need Megazord now!
The Zords, you know?
That's enough out of you!
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. There's Green Ranger.
Whoa, Green Ranger? Or was it redacted?
Oh, sorry.
We'll never know.
December 10th.
Oh, I like that.
That's also not that far away.
That's not that far away. That's pretty close, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so that's crazy.
Okay, and I think that should fix that glitching problem.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. I was quick with it. You guys like that? And you got a trailer reaction out of it.
I was going to say, I hope you guys enjoyed our trailer reaction.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was like a little Mystery Science Theater action going on.
That would be fun to do at some point.
That would. Just our silhouettes.
Our silhouettes, talking about... That was actually cool, but also riffing and grilling bad stuff, too.
Yeah, Zordon sucks, guys.
Yeah.
Like, let me tell you, Zordon sucks.
I was going to say, I mean, here's the problem is, we know that's a bit that we do, and we pile on very heavily. And we find people who have fought back against us on that. The problem is every episode we watch just reinforces what we've said.
Yeah, we have people who fight back on it, but they don't have anything to say other than, he's good, though. He's not. He sucks.
Yeah.
Zordon sucks.
It's like, the couple times he does do something good or smart, it's like, well, how much credit do we need to give this guy?
We don't need to give him any credit because he sucks. But anyway, you know who does deserve credit?
Ooh.
The Boom Studios.
Yes.
Boom Studios deserves credit because in a time when we don't have Power Rangers, and in a time when Power Rangers content in terms of new stuff or moving the franchise forward is at an all-time low.
Yes.
They came in and they announced Power Rangers Prime. Now listen, not to say that things weren't dark before the dawn, because when we found out the main Mighty Morphin Power Rangers comic was ending at the same time that the series was ending, and at the same time the reboot died off, and you know, it felt like loss on top of loss on top of loss as a Power Ranger fan. But having the announcement of Prime come out felt like this could be what the Power Ranger fandom not only was looking for, but needs more than ever.
More than ever.
Because Power Rangers Prime, let's face it, it was fantastic.
Yes.
It was a really good first issue. Not only that, but it had so much riding on it. It had unnecessary amount of pressure on it for a first-time comic book. They kept talking about, oh, hi Jenny,
Hi,
good to see you,
Jenny.
and hi Andrew.
Yes, thank you both so much. And
Um,
yes, that is what. Oh, we're glad you're excited for it. We're excited for when it comes out too.
we can't wait to play it. But also, Jacoby, I hope you get I hope you win the auction, the $7,000 auction for the Cosmic Fury Red Ranger suit.
I was gonna say, I'm very sorry for the bankruptcy you'll go into over that.
He's got Feige money.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He's got Marvel money. He doesn't care. But anyway, back onto Prime. The reason why Prime had an unfair shake going into its release was that it was being promoted as Boom Studios and Power Rangers take on the Ultimate Universe, or as DC's currently doing, the Absolute comic book universe, which is, to say, a comic book universe that is modernized and reinvented for a new era of fans that exists outside of the main continuity. The main difference is the Ultimate Universe and the Absolute Universe are existing concurrently with the main universe comic books. So if they failed, or if they just weren't good, they could scrap them and just chalk it off as a failure and keep doing what they were doing.
Right.
Whereas with Boom Studios, they couldn't do that. This was all or nothing. If this was bad, then they really had nothing to kind of back up on other than to go back to Mighty Morphin Power Ranger comic books, which is, I don't think, is something they wanted to do.
Right.
So listen, the amount of pressure that was on Melissa Flores, Michael YG, Fabi Marquez, all of the people involved in this book was high. And I'm happy to say that they delivered in spades.
I would say very well, especially like for me, other than The Return, I've never even read any of the others. So delving into this story that's new for everyone, but for me, having no prior knowledge of the history of the comics was really well done.
Yeah, it was a really good social experiment because I was someone who's read, I own almost every single issue of Boom Studios' entire Power Ranger run, bagged and boarded, and you haven't read anything outside of The Return.
No.
So we're kind of both sides of the spectrum, both sides of an audience that they were looking to capture, returning fans and new fans alike. And, you know, I think I already explained like my love of this book, and I gave my review on Twitter. But Nikki, what were your thoughts on Power Rangers Prime? Because I don't even think you really talked to me about your thoughts.
Not a whole lot. I mean, more than anything, it just really felt, and with my limited knowledge of the franchise overall, with what I do, it was different first and foremost. Tonally, the story beats, the way that they introduced the characters in the world building, it just struck me as something that was different. And what was so interesting is, I know there's a lot of discourse about let's make it more mature and grittier and all this stuff like Power/Rangers, which I know that there's a lot of contention if that's the right tone or direction for it to take. And what I really appreciate is the fact that there are mature themes and undertones to the story, but it still feels like Power Rangers, and it's not overly complicated, but it's also not talking down.
Yeah, it feels so unapologetically Power Rangers in a way that, like you said, I mean, I mentioned it in my review. I think this has evolved with the audience. The main failing of Power Rangers as a brand and as a franchise is they were so stubbornly attached to formula.
Yeah.
They were so rigidly and unwaveringly attached to their formula and their target demographic, even inside of their own formula.
Yeah.
To the point where the fandom was already niche. But when you don't grow with your existing fandom, when you don't grow with the fandom that made you a juggernaut in terms of like the world and pop culture, you're just going to further whittle down your incredibly niche fandom. Because let's be honest, I'm so sick and tired of hearing Hasbro talk about like the demographic was for kids. The kids, we got to sell the toys. The toys that they didn't even make, number one. And number two, the kids weren't buying the toys. Yeah. Look who's buying the toys.
Yeah, because that's what's always so wild to me is the fact that they're the ones pigeonholing themselves into trying to appeal to a specific demographic because they don't have the wherewithal or the open-mindedness to think of other ideas and directions they could take this with.
Yeah. It was absent-minded, it was short-sighted, and what Boom really did was, as the show ended, they really took a step back and they said, "Hey, let's break the chain.
Yeah.
Let's break the mold. Let's do something different.
Mhm.
Let's evolve. Let's
Yeah.
evolve this friend. Now that we aren't hindered by the show,
Mhm.
and we're not hindered by people's preconceived notions of Power Rangers, let's see what we can really do. Let's open this franchise up." Because even with Higgins' initial run on Power Rangers, the reason why that was such a success is because that's what he did. He went back to Mighty Morphin
Mhm.
and he said, "What if Mighty Morphin grew up with the people that read it, and it
Yeah.
modernized it, and it didn't talk down to it?"
Yeah. And like, here's the craziest thing is the idea that, especially in today's pop culture zeitgeist, when we have the MCU, superhero like love is at kind of an all-time high, or in terms of like modern mainstream acceptance. The fact that they don't think that there's an angle they could go with in that
Yeah.
direction. I'm not saying become the MCU or franchise the hell out of yourself, but just making even the slightest evolution in that kind of direction is wild.
I mean, look at all the things that are dominating like culture right now. Look at all of the resurgences that have been made.
Yeah.
Look at animation and how it's killing it. Look at the franchises that has revitalized.
Yeah.
Whether it's Shrek with the Puss in Boots movie,
Yes.
which was fantastic, whether it was Spider-Man with the Spider-Verse films that speak to the demographic that Power Rangers should be speaking to.
Also, like, I feel like this is almost a no-brainer. And obviously, we don't necessarily have the personal experience with it. Look at Sentai, where, yeah, all we watch
Yeah.
is Boon Boomter, which we're told is a fairly formulaic one. But I hear nothing but praise for King Oger and Dawn Brothers, which are
Yeah.
supposedly these wildly different seasons that took it in different directions. Wow, imagine if Power Rangers did that.
Imagine if they did anything wildly different. That would be crazy. But what's up, Elle? Elle is in the
Yes.
chat.
What's that?
Everyone go subscribe to Elle on Twitch.
Yes.
I forgot what your handle is, Elle.
I will say, her Blue Sky handle is Rio Bakura.
Okay, so go do that.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, Power Rangers Prime
Yes.
has kind of pushed that boundary, and they said, "What? Let's make Power Rangers feel more real.
Yes.
Let's evolve it for the world that we live in." And just opening this page, just this first page, and go ahead, Nikki, share it. It drew me in immediately.
Yes. Just the vibrancy and the colors on top of just these stunning visuals that that's going to go into something that we haven't seen before.
It's all of that. That's Fabi Marquez's amazing colors, and what she does in this issue that I particularly really like is this is the most colorful this issue gets.
Yes.
She downplays the colors and she goes antithetical of what we would expect from a Power Ranger anything.
Right.
In terms of the coloring. And I think that's really, really impressive.
But like just the look, just the paint like look, I think it's so interesting in the sense that it's a visual representation of what you're almost expecting.
Yeah, for me, it's the writing that really drew me in, and it's about once I read this first page, I'm like, oh, we're in for something special, because it's essentially saying like, hey, in our modern world, or it doesn't say in our modern world, but it's like in the world when your idea of good and evil shifts, when essentially like good becomes this over dominating order, what does evil evolve into, or when evil becomes order and just strictness, what does good evolve into? Implying like there's some chaotic good to it. And to me, that speaks to everything I want Power Rangers to become, right? I want to see it reach into our world. Our world is more complicated and darker than it's ever been. And it's not political, it's not woke, it's just facts.
Yeah.
We are in a time that is very bleak. We everything is more severe. Our morality has shifted. Our concept of the world has shifted from 1993. It is not the same. So we cannot examine characters in the same way that we did in 1993.
Absolutely. And that's just the beauty of art in general, is the fact that we as people evolve, Therefore, the art that we make and consume is going to evolve with it.
Yeah.
And that should be viewed in a positive light, because that just means that we're growing. And what's good if we just stay stagnant?
Listen, our concept of good and evil has evolved since 1993. It's become more complicated. There's introduced shades of gray. And I think what makes this comic so special is it toes that line without making it feel edgy.
It really doesn't, because we're going to get into it. But with the introduction of these new characters and their circumstances, and the fact that you might expect one thing in one page, and then the next page they introduce something else, and you rethink what you thought just a moment ago. And I think they play with that really well, even just in this one issue.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the teetering on the edge of what we know Power Rangers to be and what this issue wants itself to be.
Yes.
That I really love, because listen, there's no denying that Melissa Flores is a student of the game, if you as you will. She clearly knows Power Rangers more than at just a rudimentary level. She is a fan.
Yeah.
Not only that, but she is a fan like us, where she knows ball, basically.
Yeah.
So to see her utilize things, she cherry picks really specific things from the Power Rangers franchise that I think a lot of fans will be appreciative of. I think she shines a light on characters and things that didn't really get a chance to get a lot of exposure in the TV series, or didn't get fleshed out nearly as much as they should have in the TV series, without spoiling it too much. And the first thing that she does is she heavily involves the character of Lauren Sheba.
Yes. Want me to go to that?
Yeah,
panel?
you can just go there, because this was a preview page.
Yeah.
So Lauren is a lot of people's favorite. Like, not favorite, but she is definitely a fan favorite character.
Yeah.
For only appearing in 5 episodes of Samurai.
Y'all, like, you have to understand this. Is obviously I haven't watched all of Samurai, but I know who Lauren is.
Yeah.
How do you not know who Lauren is? And the way that the discourse around her was, I assumed, oh, she's not a lead character, but I'm sure she's pretty prominent. When I read 5 episodes in Super Samurai, I was like, are you kidding me?
Her reputation precedes her by a landslide. Like, she is ingrained in the Power Ranger zeitgeist. And to have her now feel like she's going to be a main part of this series, it's just like, Melissa knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I saw that Lauren was going to be headlining the series, I was locked in. I was like, oh, I'm going to read that no matter what.
Yeah, it's insane, because obviously there's a lot of the discourse regarding Amelia as the first full-time Red Ranger.
Yeah.
But I think, like, she's also just as important and vital of a character within the medium of comic to examine further, now that they have the opportunity.
Yeah, and I know what a lot of people are thinking. Oh, what's up, Testing Limits, guys? Testing Limits is in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, Lauren. I mean, listen, Lauren and Antonio for me are the 2 best characters in Samurai by a landslide.
I was gonna say, as someone who's watched exactly the first 2 episodes of Samurai, I feel comfortable saying Antonio and Lauren are probably better. This
is like, I want to test something. Let's see if this is like Beetlejuice or like Candyman. I want to see if I say Jaden Sheba sucks as a character, if that summons Ranger Toa from wherever he is.
Oh, God.
So I'm going to say Jaden sucks, and he is a boring character. It's that right? And Lauren is so much better. Get at me.
I was gonna say, do we want to talk about what I just watched?
What you did watch?
Oh my god.
Okay, guys. So this issue references Froyo. It just references Froyo, which again shows that Melissa is very knowledgeable of the franchise and of certain things. And I started laughing, and Nikki's like, "Why are you laughing? It's just Froyo." And I was like, "You have to watch the Froyo scene, because it will." I said, "Watch it as viewer beware." Because if you watch this Froyo scene with Jaden from Super Megaforce, you will possibly die of cringe, but it's also the funniest thing you will ever see.
Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Testing Limits.
Because I do see you.
Yes.
You are not invisible. Can confirm.
Yes.
You heard it here first, guys. But yeah, so she did watch the infamous Everyone Loves Froyo scene from
well, no, that wasn't the line.
What was the line? I forgot.
What, you've never seen a Power Ranger order Froyo before?
That's the line. I purged that scene from my memory. because it's so scary.
The freaking like jarring close up of Jaden.
The fact that they did a horror movie jump cut
Yes.
of Jaden, and the actor who plays Jaden has the most stoic serial killer face on, is some of the greatest editing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Oh my god.
But you know, maybe we'll see Jaden later on in this issue as we keep talking about it.
I also like, I just want it out there. I didn't grow up with Power Rangers. I did watch Big Time Rush, and you saw that he looks just like Kendall from Big Time.
I would love to play the clip, but anything Power Rangers related, if the clip is longer than, I don't know, 2 seconds,
Can I put like the link to it?
they will. Is it possible for you to pull up just the hard zoom?
Okay, I will try.
Just
might
the
take a
hard
little-
zoom.
it might take a little time,
you
but-
pull that down, and I'll continue talking about this, because the reason why, and I know what a lot of you think, how can Lauren Sheba be involved in this story? I thought this was supposed to be a reboot. I thought this was supposed to be a drastic retelling of the Power Rangers. Well, that's what's part of the fun of Prime. It exists in a universe that, and if you guys have read the main Power Ranger comic book and the Darkest Hour special #1, which was the final issue, then you kind of know how this universe might have come into existence, and why we end up with this Prime universe. But oh god,
Is this it?
that might be it. We're gonna play. We're gonna play and pause it until it works.
What do you mean play and pause it?
Like, if it's not it, we'll just pause it. But I definitely think that's it.
Oh, this is 100% it, because what else could this possibly be?
Oh god, it's a haunted image.
I know.
It's a haunted image.
Oh.
Play it. Oh, you just play the
Oh,
last.
I thought you were
Play the hard zoom.
All right, hold on.
Play the hard zoom.
All right.
No, that's too far in, right?
Well, I mean,
You got to go like right to where. Okay, right there.
okay.
Play it.
What? You never seen a Ranger order a froyo before?
Oh god! Oh god! That's the most horrific thing I've ever seen.
Oh my god.
Oh my God.
When you told me that was a thing, I did not believe you.
No, that's a thing. Not only is that a thing, it's still haunts. That's gonna haunt me.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna wake up in a cold sweat to Jaden standing over me.
The thing is, by the way, guys, did you actually hear it? Let me know. But
No, they heard it.
okay. No, because watching that, all I could think is like, imagine if they added like psycho strings to that. That would be a
Yeah.
horror scene.
I'm terrified. I don't know about you guys, but
I don't know. The only thing about that scene that I thought was more terrifying was the fact that he ordered plain. Who the friggin' hell orders plain?
that's his personality. He's just plain yogurt.
Can also, I do want to ask in all sincerity, what makes Troy worse than Jaden? Because they seem about like the same person.
They're the same person. One is blonde,
And one's a brunette.
and one's a brunette.
No, I'm
So
saying what makes one of them better than the other.
Nothing. They're the same character. One of them wears a leather jacket, the other one doesn't. That's the only difference between the two of them. There's nothing that differentiates them. They're both 2 pieces of cardboard.
This is also the same team that in one season named the Girl Rangers Mia and Emily, and then the next one named them Gia and Emma.
That's so they wouldn't forget, because they're just all pieces of cardboard. And I won't blame the actors.
No.
It's definitely mandated by, the direction and writing of Saban during the Neo Saban era.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just all multicolored pieces of cardboard
Yeah, pretty much.
for our consumption.
Oh my god. Anyway.
So anyway,
we really got off of
we really rolled off the rail. We're definitely not even gonna get to finish Prime at this point.
It's okay. We'll get through it. We'll get through it.
So basically, Prime exists in a universe created through the events, I'm assuming anyway, of Darkest Hour, and in this world, the Alterians have come and essentially started their invasion of Earth way sooner than they did in the comic books, and they did a different tactic this time. And I don't know if we're supposed to know that they're the bad guys, but it's very clear that the story's making them at least opposition here.
Yeah.
Opposition to the Power Rangers. Because we learn later on that 70 years ago, in 1954 to be exact, a a villainous fleet who has a cool name, something 47, came and attacked the Earth, and the Alterians came because the Earth was so overwhelmed. This was their first quote unquote contact with alien life, and they were overwhelmed. So the Alterians came and they helped the Earth, and in doing so, the Earth welcomed them to stay and be a part of our culture. At which point, they then, years later, colonized the Earth and made it a part of the Alterian Empire. I don't think it's an empire, but the Alterian...
Like, they've colonized, they said it was 205.
Yeah, their colony to... that's a lot of planets.
That's a lot.
But yes, so on this Earth, there was no Mighty Morphin team because the Alterians have been here since before the original comic book Mighty Morphin team would have even been created.
Yeah.
So, have there been Power Rangers? Yes, because as we know from the show, there were Power Rangers that existed that predated the Mighty Morphin team.
Yeah.
So, have there been Power Rangers? Yes. Has there been a team created since the Alterians have been on Earth? Probably not. Because the people that are chasing Lauren in this scene are the Alterian guards. And we see that when she attempts to morph, not only do they act swiftly and shoot her morpher right out of her hand without a second of hesitation, meaning they've probably trained and done this multiple times, but we find out that when they do realize she is a Power Ranger, they immediately upgrade their weapons.
Yeah.
So from my reading comprehension, that shows that they've done this multiple times already. They've hunted multiple Rangers that are existing in this world. And that's probably not a good thing. Why do they not like the Power Rangers? Maybe they're colorblind and they hurt their eyes.
Oh no. Or they just...
That could be pretty problematic for them. So yeah, Lauren gets hit during this battle. She kicks a lot of ass, even unmorphed. She pulls out her spin saber and she's just taking on multiple guards. She gets hit and she falls in a dumpster. Not a space dumpster, an Earth one this time, which again, as something I really love that Melissa Flores does, she takes concepts from Mighty Morphin that makes this, it feels like a reimagining, like a soft reboot of a franchise, because there's echoes of Mighty Morphin throughout this issue. One of them being the fact that it all starts with a legendary figure being found in a dumpster.
Yeah.
And it kickstarts this whole chain of events. Not only that, but also Marcon's refugee number is 082893, which as a date I'll never forget because it's the day before my birthday, but it is also the day Mighty Morphin Power Rangers first aired on Fox Kids or the Fox Network. So again, like all of these little nods to Power Ranger lore and Power Ranger history and Mighty Morphin, it feels like Melissa is respecting Mighty Morphin and paying homage to Day of the Dumpster without making this seem like Mighty Morphin all over again, which is what a lot of people were worried about.
Absolutely. And there's stuff even further in the issue that I think homages it even more.
Yes.
That's what made this so interesting was obviously we kind of knew she was going to get ambushed a little bit because of those preview pages. But the direction that the rest of this goes in, I never would have imagined.
Yeah. And there we meet our first two new characters, which are Marcon and June. Why don't you pull that down? I don't want to keep this up the whole time. And we find out that Marcon is half Equation, half human. He's became a refugee on Earth after his planet was mysteriously destroyed. Who took him to Earth? We don't see. They're a hooded figure. Could be a lot of different people. We know that there are a lot of Rangers, especially a lot of Earth Rangers, who have history with Aquitar throughout the course of the show. Who, maybe he's related to someone. Maybe his parent, his half-parent, is someone we might know. I don't know. But either way, he finds Lauren, takes her back to their apartment, takes her back to his apartment, and his roommate, who we won't reveal yet.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I'll reveal that, because that's something I feel like would be a nice surprise for people who read the book.
It was a surprise for me because I had no idea.
I didn't know that this person was going to be in the book either.
No, but I think that made it all the better.
Yeah. So June sees him. June is Altarian. He was an Altarian who was born on Earth. So he's basically like your typical rich, stuck up. Essentially, they call it like even later on in the issue.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say they refer to him as privileged. He kind of views everything that the Altarians did in a positive light.
Yeah, and they really play with as our two driving forces behind this episode. I was gonna say episode out of this issue. It's really nice to have kind of this dual perspective of this invasion, right? Because there's even this really great split screen shot in the book that I like of the both of them where it goes refugee and colonizer, both with different opinions. But you can both agree that the Altarians being here has made your lives better, right? And it's like, no, yes.
Yeah.
And it just shows the complexity and duality of our world, right? And how it's very clear. We find out later on that the Altarians don't have these very good intentions.
Yeah.
Especially when Lauren explains to us what really happened. But it shows that in history, the textbooks are written by the people who win.
Yeah.
So the Altarians are viewed and taught in schools to be these great saviors.
Yeah, this force of good that improved everything, who came here under these positive intentions. And they did it for everyone, right?
Yes.
Right?
They did it for you guys are better off because we're here, right? And nothing bad happened and we didn't have to do anything bad to get here, right? And I think that's kind of where the genius of Melissa comes into play because she's tackling real world issues. She's tackling things that are affecting people today, that are affecting kids, that teenagers, young adults, older people. It runs the gamut of emotion, and anyone can kind of connect and pin the pieces together of all the crumbs she leaves in the story. It's not shying away from being political, but again, like all great stories tackle hard issues. And I really love the perspective she's adding to this story.
Absolutely.
Super Mega Mon Inc. Yes. Not only did he say that, but also I said it too.
Yes.
Not that I'm just saying that I said it previously. Not that I said like, well, I said it too. It's just like, no, that is correct. That is the correct thing to say.
Yes.
But we meet two other characters. We meet Valentina and Ryan, who are part of the Altarian National Youth Fight
Something about troopers.
Program, whatever. And it's very clear that these people that we're meeting are kind of being lined up to potentially be our new Rangers.
Yeah. And there was like there's so much that happens because I'm nervous how much we want to actually share.
Yeah, how much do we want to spoil? I don't know.
But there's something involving them that they show that I do think is a very interesting, because you talk about stuff that's parallel to the real world, and this is definitely a reference to something else. And I really appreciate that aspect of the book.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because they introduced these 4 new characters and Lauren. Lauren, we already know, so we don't have to spend time with Lauren. Lauren is used as a means to show us the disparity of this world, and also to kind of give us exposition.
Yeah, because with her is is how we learn about the Power Rangers in the context of that world.
Yes, and that's perfectly fine. That's actually smart writing and smart usage of your characters, because again, it's a character we already know. It's a character whose personality we already have a small semblance of. We may not know this version of Lauren, but we know a version of Lauren, and that's enough to get us going in a single issue of a comic book. So she uses that time instead to give it to Mark and to June and to a little bit to Ryan and Valentina, who aren't in the issue that much, but we get a clear-cut idea of their personalities.
Yes, very.
And how capable they are as fighters. But also through them, and in a line of passing, we get wind of that there is a program that young people can join, the most skilled young people can join, called the Trooper Academy.
Yeah.
Which we can spoil because, listen, Bleeding Cool already spoiled it.
Yes.
The VR Troopers then make an appearance in this issue. We see that the VR Troopers now exist in continuity in the Boom Studios Power Ranger comics, at least the Power Rangers Prime. They were referenced before in the Mighty Morphin comics, but we never physically saw them. And now we do see them. They're not the exact one-for-one troopers from VR Troopers. They look like slightly modified, slightly updated, which makes sense because this is supposed to take place in the year 2024. But the real question is, why are the VR Troopers the Power Rangers of this universe? Because when we do see them, it is on a TV screen.
Yeah.
And it is them, saving the day, and they're being promoted by the Alterians. And why are they having trooper academies because it's instead of Ranger Academy, it's Trooper Academy?
Yeah, because I had just kind of made this reference today is because the way that they're presented in that panel, it looks very propaganda-like.
Yes.
And it immediately made me think of the end of Starship Troopers.
Yes.
Oh, another trooper.
And I think that's just with how well Melissa's utilizing like political themes and satire in this book. I think that maybe that was the intention. Like it was supposed to be very Starship Troopers-esque. But I'm really curious to see not only why the VR Troopers are here, why they're being used by the Alterians, how that they're being used, because we know the Alterians have been hunting Power Rangers. We find that out. So why work with the VR Troopers? Are the VR Troopers created by the Alterians as like propaganda, which is essentially what they will find out to be? Not only that, but a theory that I personally have is that maybe some of these VR Troopers are Rangers that were captured by the Alterians and that were brainwashed into becoming their VR Troopers.
Right.
Because they know they're skilled. They know that they have the means to utilize these powers. So all it takes is a good old brainwashing, to do that. And what better sci-fi trope is there than siblings being forced to fight each other?
Damn. Look at Jaden now.
Because we find out later on in this issue that Lauren's, as we know, the samurai powers are generational. They have existed since feudal Japan, since the time of feudal Japan, and they've been passed on through members of the clan throughout history. And when Lauren's father had the abilities, that he was hunted with his two children, Lauren and Jaden, who he seemed to have been training. And they get cornered, and he gives Lauren the samuraiser and tells her to run. And not only does she escape, but she's been running ever since she was a kid. So this version of Lauren is has even more of a tragic backstory than there's Lauren from the television series. Which, poor Lauren, she can't catch a break. She can't just ever have a normal upbringing.
No, but hopefully that's why this will give her the respect she deserves.
Yeah, so I believe that it's possible that Jaden could be one of these VR Troopers.
If nothing else, he's definitely going to... This is a Chekhov's gun. He's going to come back in some way.
Yeah, I mean, I would not be surprised. I think it's really good dramatic storytelling if Jaden does end up being like someone that his sister has to take on. If he's not a trooper, I do feel like he's going to be an obstacle in the way. I just don't see they're not executing these captive Rangers. Not all of them anyway. Maybe the adults, maybe the older ones, but the young kids, they're useful, right? They can access, they have, lineage that have access to the Morphin Grid. Maybe they had some training. Jaden, we know, has had some training in his childhood.
Yikes.
So I wouldn't be surprised. Listen, this issue is not afraid to get dark.
No. Oh, definitely not.
So we could get a lot darker with our theorizing, and that's why I love this issue so much.
Yes.
But beyond, because I'm really skating the line between...
Yeah, I was going to say, you're getting to a lot of it.
I'm getting to a lot of it, but I'm leaving out some major stuff. I guess we have to talk about the final panel. You don't want to talk...
I don't think we should.
I feel... Well, the image was already spoiled.
Was it really? Because it's one of those things where I didn't see it, so for me, it was more interesting because of it.
That's fair. Legacy Nerd, the book was okay. Very much the Power Rangers Flashpoint universe. I disagree. I thought it was actually I thought it was very good. I thought it was a lot better than, a lot of the Mighty Morphin stuff that was coming out. I thought it was a huge step forward. I think the book is really good in terms of its writing and storytelling and its use of character. It's just, again, this is issue 1. It had a lot to tackle. You kind of just jumped in, so we kind of already listed all the ways why I think this is good. But I'm going to kind of have to push back on that. You compare it to Power Rangers Flashpoint. Here's the thing. Flashpoint was good. The Flashpoint Paradox is a very strong DC movie, and there's a reason why that works, right? And there's a reason why it was utilized to kind of hard reboot DC. Did the reboot work? No, and I think that's what messes with people's memories of Flashpoint. But I think Flashpoint as a concept was really, really cool. This, to me, is different than that because Flashpoint was different for the sake of being different, right? It was edgy for the sake of being edgy. It was Thomas Wayne Batman killing people. It was this world has no Superman. Yeah, and we know a lot of that is due to, since those have come out, we've learned that it was rushed due to mandates to kind of get Prime out. And now that Prime's out, I kind of really am back on board and really loving the direction they're taking because this is not like Flashpoint. This is more akin to the Ultimates. It's a modern retelling of Power Rangers for a new generation with new characters, not old characters reinvented outside of, like Lauren, a character who was so underutilized that we can really start from scratch with her and really build a foundation and flesh this character out, start to really expand her personality beyond just, I was locked away, I was Cinderella, I was, so I'm really excited to see what they do with this. Nicki is telling me I shouldn't spoil the last page, but all I will say, since I won't spoil it,
you can if you want.
Is that it just shows that Melissa is really utilizing her knowledge of Power Rangers and paying homage to Mighty Morphin in really fun ways without making this book Mighty Morphin.
Yes.
But it just feels like it's a great homage to Day of the Dumpster beyond just Mighty Morphin. I feel like it's less of a Mighty Morphin love letter and more of a love letter to the series premiere of Power Rangers because this is, for all intents and purposes, this is Melissa's series premiere of her Power Rangers season.
Yeah, because that's what's so interesting is the way that it all plays out. It really does almost feel like a television pilot. And I think that just shows the accessibility of it as well, while still having the references and the homages. But like you said, very specifically to Day of the Dumpster.
Yes. And again, I kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really...
Yeah.
I like it when things that hard reboot or that soft reboot pay homage without just retreading. And this is what this felt like. It honored what came before it without doing the same things over and over again. And I think it has a strong message. It's going to examine what it means to be a Power Ranger and what good and evil look like in a world that we live in now, in a world very similar to the one that we live in now. And for me, that's a really cool concept because Power Rangers is all about good and evil, right?
And I think that's what's even better is, well, then see going forward what else that they're going to tackle. Yeah,
because I said it in my review. It's interesting to think about. In 1993, everyone was super chill. Everyone was just as bad as we are now, but it was just hidden under the surface. So on TV, everyone was best buds, and we had Saved by the Bell, and we had Power Rangers,
and wacky hijinks,
and all of these teenagers. It was believable for all of these teenagers who on paper have nothing in common would just be the bestest friends and have no problems ever, and just get along immediately. But in today's world, when we're more connected but further apart than we've ever been as a society, would 5 teenagers or young adults as they are here, because I think they're in college.
Yes.
Yeah.
They very clearly say that, yes.
So would 5 young people even be able to come together?
Yeah, or guess, because I think I saw it put well at one point, is doing something, working alongside even your friends can be a challenge. Never mind people that you might not necessarily be friends with. Yeah, because, even in the darkest Power Ranger seasons where some of the characters were really rough around the edges, like RPM with Dylan and Ziggy, everyone really just came together pretty easily. Whereas this, it feels like, there's going to be ulterior motives, and there's going to be friction, and it's not going to be as easy as, what? Morphers? Okay. Yeah. We're best friends now. We're all going to spend all of our time together. And that to me is interesting because
Whereas Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers beyond that was a reflection of my childhood.
Mhm.
I would like to see this be a reflection of the youth of today.
Yes. Don't worry, because it's the comic book medium, they can actually have other characters than just the leads talk for once.
Yeah, which would be good, which would be helpful.
Because they don't have to pay the actors.
But beyond that, go check out Power Rangers Prime. It's
Yes.
fantastic. And yeah.
Yeah, just for
Check it out.
something that's more Power Rangers, but that's actually different and good and current.
It's really good. Go get it.
Go get
And
it.
tell them Monty sent you.
Yes.
Go and then they'll go, who? Then you just pull up this video. They'll get them even more confused.
I was saying, but that would be perfect.
That
Bring,
would.
bring them to the channel.
Tell them I sent you. We've been going for an hour and a half. Let's open it up. If you guys have any questions, if you guys want to ask anything, we'll open it up. If not, we'll probably start signing off. But let's see if anyone in the chat's active. It's been pretty slow night chat.
I don't think we said hi to, Jabbar, who said next year will mark the 50th anniversary of Sentai. We should react to the openings. We have spoken about that.
Yeah, we're gonna do that eventually.
I think that would be pretty fun.
We have some really fun stuff coming down the pipeline.
Yes.
I will say.
Megaloblazeman. Have I said that correctly?
Yeah, Megaloblazeman.
They're mining troopers. Beetleborgs will be returning in some way, shape, or form.
I'd love that.
I don't think that'd be a surprise.
I loved Beetleborgs. I probably was part of the demographic that watched Beetleborgs more than Turbo. Even though I've seen all of both, I loved Beetleborgs, and I love the Beetle Bonders. So I would love to see Beetleborgs incorporated into Prime the way that the troopers are. But I hope they're not puppets like the troopers seem to be.
Yeah. Nerd says, I think if it had taken place in just another universe and not taken over by Altarians, I would think they were going for modernization. It just feels like an alt universe.
Yeah, but I think that's the intentionality, right? It's supposed to feel like an alternate universe, especially with like how things ended up. I mean, the comics has always been an alt universe, right? It's never the existence of the comics confirmed the existence of a Power Rangers multiverse, because some of the comics were in continuity with the show, and the vast majority of them were not.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that it's an alt universe. I kind of listen. It's comic books, baby.
Yes.
We're weird.
Any smaller characters y'all want to see in Prime, or is it too early to tell?
Ziggy. I want to see Ziggy.
That would be cool.
There's two actually. Ziggy and RJ. I would love to see RJ. I think RJ would work so well in this book because his personality, I think, would shine through the darkness. I don't think this world. He's very much like a Captain America type figure. I think that his personality would supersede any level of darkness of the world, and it would be more him reacting to the world around him than the world around him shaping his personality.
Aw, that's so wholesome.
I think he's that confident and he's that much of a fully formed character that I think I would love to see RJ in this world.
I don't know. I don't know if I know enough. Like, I would have to think on that, but I think that's a fascinating question because it's free reign for anyone they want to put in.
Yeah.
Andrew, yes. I would say we're always looking forward to each reaction.
Yeah.
It just depends on the episode.
And as we know, that's the last episode of Power Rangers ever because it's called The Final Face Off.
Oh,
There's not another episode that comes after that.
Oh, I thought Travolta and Nick Cage would be in it.
No, that was just Face Off.
Oh.
This is the final Face Off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's different.
Loves Beetleborgs too. I love how after he lost his powers in standard Saban fashion, they went Joshua. We don't know him. He got the Rocky.
100%. He literally saved their ass. They're like, all right, he's gone. He's dead to us. We don't know him.
Marvel worked with Toei. Yes, I think we did know that at some point.
And
didn't they say that Battle Fever J is considered a Marvel property or in that universe?
yes,
Something like that.
Well, Toei's Spider-Man
Yes.
is in the Marvel multiverse. And yeah, Stan Lee was a big fan of Tokusatsu, and as we famously know, he tried to get Power Rangers started before it was even called Power Rangers.
And that's like all the evidence you should have for why this can work if done properly.
And it was because of him that Power Rangers got picked up by Fox Kids, because Margaret Loesch was working for Marvel at the time, or was aware of Stan Lee trying to get this sold, and she trusted Stan, which is why she greenlit not only Power Rangers but also X-Men the animated series. So if it wasn't for Margaret Loesch, we wouldn't have had two of the best shows of all time. Absolutely. So props to Margaret.
I love the Troopers being in this anytime you get to see metal hero types nowadays.
Yes, it was a fun surprise. Definitely.
I want to see what Ninja is up to.
It's probably still in the bottle.
I was gonna say.
After we read it, I looked to Nicki and I was like, if someone doesn't wake Zato and Ion's asses up, what are we even doing?
I was gonna say, like, that was one of the first things I thought about once they delve into the history of the Rangers in this universe. I'm like, well, wait a minute, they should definitely be around here somewhere.
Yeah.
What are our favorite Toku Ranger themes? Now, to clarify, do you mean like the theme songs or like the themes of each season?
I think they mean like themes and motifs.
Okay.
Right?
Maybe.
Tire faces.
That's
tires on the faces.
That is a really good one.
Tires.
All the tires.
They're just tires. That's my favorite.
Put them on your face.
Put them on your face.
On your back.
Put them on your butt. Put them on your ankles.
I was rewatching one of our older reactions. The way, because you know how on their suits they're on their back. Yeah. I initially thought it was gonna be like on their nipples.
Wow, and they say my mind is in the gutter. That's ridiculous.
Whatever.
On the nipples? Tire nipples?
It was like for a flash in the pan second. Anyway.
Get your mind out of the
okay,
gutter.
Actually, I'm not crazy. The theme songs or motifs too. Okay, so for theme songs, we did do a tier list.
We did do a tier list. We'll just do it again.
I was gonna say,
I forgot.
I will say, obviously, I think we both do like the Boon Ranger theme.
Yeah.
And I do like the Geki Ranger theme.
Mighty Morphin's a classic. There's a reason why they keep revisiting it.
Yeah.
It's iconic. So let's say that one.
That it's the best. Or like I said, go to our theme song tier video and you'll get your full answer.
Or we'll do another one. Or we'll just redo it. Because we do keep getting more and more subs. So, you know.
Nerd says, I think it's a filler book until they get back to MMPR, but like you said, it could end up in an ultimate universe situation.
Here's the thing, I don't. I really do think they want this book to keep going. I think, and they even said it. It was first announced as a 12-issue miniseries. They kind of backpedaled on that, and they said that it could go longer. I do think if it's successful, they'll keep doing this.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, the reason why they shifted away from MMPR is I think sales were probably down. Mm-hmm. It was stale. People were tired of reading MMPR in the comic books.
Yeah.
They were begging for something different. Samurai wanted representation.
Yeah.
A lot of the people that grew up with Samurai were like, why do we keep revisiting Mighty Morphin? I think this is Boom's way to do that. This
also goes back to the whole conversation we had about they need to evolve and grow and not just retread the same thing all over again.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that you can't reinterpret Mighty Morphin in a good way that's more modern, but I think it's still a good direction to at least explore other pathways and see them as viable if they work.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I grew up with Mighty Morphin. Mighty Morphin is what got me into Power Rangers. I love seeing it, but I wouldn't mind just reinventing the wheel every once in a while. I like that the Primes... Listen, there's no denying that Mighty Morphin is what sells the most. It is the most recognizable facet of this brand. But if Prime could kind of take that and reinvent that and give us suits that are reminiscent of Mighty Morphin, but not Mighty Morphin, and it's something completely new with a new cast of characters, I think that's what we really need.
Yeah. DHR Fire Studios, hello. Imagine Power Rangers being bought by Marvel. I think MMPR would have had a bang-ass start for a reboot if done right.
The problem is if they were bought by Marvel, they'd be bought by Disney.
Yeah.
The Disney seasons were probably the best in terms of quality, but Disney owns so much that...
And this is the problem, is that when we make any kind of comparison to the MCU, it's in the sense that we want it to have that level of success and quality and consistency. I also don't want it to just copy the MCU. I mean, look what happened to the DCU when they tried that.
Yeah.
It's like we want it to be reinvented in a way that's modernized and consistent, but it also should still be its own thing.
I've been preaching this since 2019. Power Rangers should have just did what Cobra Kai did. They should have done something similar to Cobra Kai. It is a franchise that's 40 years old, that was literally one good movie, a decent sequel, and a really bad third movie that spawned a 5-season-long karate epic that introduced us to a new cast of characters. I don't know, a bunch of teenagers with attitude that have become beloved by not only older fans, but introduced younger fans to Karate Kid movies. I have cousins and nieces and nephews that started watching the Karate Kid films because they fell in love with Cobra Kai. And it's a Karate Kid. It's the Karate Kid. Imagine Power Rangers doing that. Imagine something that actually has a franchise that has lasted for 30 seasons, doing something different, trying to reach a new audience and not just pander to children who aren't watching the show.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's how you do a reboot, recall, whatever all the scream terms are, and have it work.
Cobra Kai relaunched the franchise.
Yes.
Mutant Mayhem relaunched Ninja Turtles. All of these things are getting catapulted to the stratosphere because they're reaching a young audience while still making the older fans appreciate it.
Yep, 100%. If they do Mighty Morphin, I'd want something out of left field, like a 95 movie universe comic continuity.
Yeah, let's see Justin become that Silver Ranger. Oh, not Justin. What's that kid's name?
I
Ryan?
freaking know.
What's his name? Ryan?
I know the mouthy kid though.
Yeah.
Who told his daddy was lame.
little jerk.
Nerd says his info is Hasbro ordered them not to do anything with MMPR until they knew what they were doing, which is why Amy Jo's sequel book has not been greenlit.
That could be the case. I just, in terms of like, I don't know.
I don't have any kind of inside knowledge. I just didn't get the impression that this was a filler.
Yeah, I just feel like, in terms of me being like boots on the ground and being at comic book shops, I know that I got every issue. Like I said, I've gotten almost every single issue of the MMPR comic. So I never stopped buying, but I know a lot of people fluctuated it on their pull list post Shattered Grid. So I think it lost a little momentum after that. Mm-hmm. And I think just I don't know if Hasbro did order them, give them some sort of mandate, I'm sure that only just kind of tempered their will to do something different. And again, if Prime is successful, they'll keep doing Prime. It's not, I don't think it's, oh, they're just going to do this until they're allowed to do Mighty Morphin again. I think if this is successful and it keeps getting good reviews and it keeps selling, I think they'll keep doing Prime.
Yeah, that's the mark of any successful work.
Yeah, that's how most comics work.
Disney era, the Cal explosions were silly and pointless, but they had some solid original fights.
But they gave us some of the best characters: Jack Lander, Sky, Tate, Dustin, Tori, RJ, Cam.
We could literally list almost every character.
Every character is great. The entire cast of RPM, besides Jem and Gemma. Lily.
Oh my god.
I like Casey. I'm a Casey apologist. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't have enough of a vibe of him yet.
I don't. Some people I talk to hate Casey. Some people like him. I like Casey. I don't know.
Here's the problem: as a Red Ranger, if he's being compared against Jaden and Troy, that should really help his case.
Yeah.
Hold on. Amy Jo. Oh, I'm sure she's been frustrated by that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That I'm aware of.
Power Rangers.
And I don't blame her because she raised them $250,000.
Oh, 100%. A Power Rangers show like Cobra Kai Outer Banks would have been cool. Yeah. I'm not super familiar with Outer Banks. I know it's really well beloved.
Yeah. Cobra Kai I just watched, so I'm familiar. And the fight choreography on that is fantastic. Imagine just like having a Power Ranger show that now would have been 5 seasons long and just getting a new movie too. Because like, we could have just did that, but no. Let's just do Mighty Morphin again.
I wish someone on YouTube had the MMPR Universal Studios appearance from '94.
I think they do. I think that is. I've seen clips of it.
Exactly. And thank you so much, Nerd. Thanks for watching. Tuning in.
Yeah, it's iconic.
X-Men 97 relaunched the entire 90s series. Also, I heard that Marvel Animation is trying to bring back Spider-Man.
It's almost funny, right? What the successes that you could reach if you just give people what they want.
Yeah.
Just give people and then make something good.
Yes.
Get like
all these freaking examples. Like we barely had to think about it.
like it's insane to me how people have gone like, whoa, Cyclops is so cool here. That's just Cyclops. Like if you read comic books, Cyclops is that dude. Like he is him. He is the type of guy you want to be leading you when you go into battle.
Yeah.
Is he a great father? No comment. Is he a great husband? No comment. But he is him in terms of like, I think the show corrects a lot of his faults. But again, like Cyclops, the epic moments with Storm, making Storm the badass Omega mutant she's always been in the comic books. It's so refreshing to kind of just, and not only that, but the way that Cobra Kai got people watching the Karate Kid movies, young people revisiting the Karate Kid films with their parents. X-Men 97, so many people have come to me and asked me for X-Men comic recommendations because of X-Men 97. Hey, where can I read about Cassandra Nova? Hey, where can I read about, the Wild Sentinels? Where can I read about Bastion? Where can I read about like all of these things? And that to me is the greatest mark of success.
Yeah.
When you have a comic book adaptation that's driving people to the source material.
Exactly.
After the fact.
I know. If they reboot Power Rangers, give it the same treatment as Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
You know what? That's not bad.
Can I like go on a minor rant?
Go
like
for
everyone
it.
talks about those movies being so amazing. Maybe it's just because I don't have nostalgia for them. They're super mid to me. They also are like super racist. And no one brings that up.
I mean, look who directed them.
I know, the wonderful McG.
The wonderful McG, who's such a great guy, right?
Yeah, but that being said, I get what people see in them, and I think what they were going for was good.
The tone. I
Yes.
think very specifically, they're talking about the tone, which I agree with, especially in Full Throttle.
Mhm.
It is so ridiculous
Mhm.
that I could kind of see that. If they ever do reboot Power Rangers, it's tone that's going to dictate success or failure.
Yes.
Not only tone, but how you handle that tone. If you want it to be campy, are you going to lean into that, or are you going to play it too seriously? Because if you play it too seriously, it's not going to work.
Or be like Boone Boonger that does both of them very well.
That would be fantastic.
Be-
Lean into it.
Because that's the thing, and that's part why I think we like it is you can have stuff be silly, but I think the biggest problem with Power Rangers and these entities that have owned it is they're trying to cash in on it, but they're also embarrassed by it. And it's like you can't be embarrassed. You need to embrace the fact that yes, this is a ridiculous concept. Guess what else was ridiculous? Superheroes. Look at how superheroes are treated now.
Yeah, it's been said that a lot of people working on the show didn't understand tokusatsu as a genre, and it's very evident in a lot of things, but you don't need to really understand it to kind of just make good content.
Exactly. Like if you think it's silly, then lean into that. Like, and that's what. Guess what?
Do something with it.
But that's what the best seasons of Power Rangers did.
I know. That's why I like RPM. RPM, it has one of the darkest premises in all of Power Rangers, and is also one of the most silliest seasons of Power Rangers ever.
And like, I've loved everything I've seen of Ninja Storm, and that is such a vibe of a show so far.
Ninja Storm is a vibe. It's vibey AF.
But that's why I think it works so much.
100%.
Like, it's so frustrating.
What's up, fan club?
Yes. Hello, friends. Since they added the VR Troopers to the comic universe, I'm hoping the big bad Beetleborgs are next.
Yeah, I would listen. Get the Beetleborgs in there. Get the Beetle. All right, this is a question I want to ask you guys. Do we want original recipe Beetleborgs, or do we want Beetleborgs Metallics? Because I have a favorite. I prefer original recipe Beetleborgs. I always liked green, red, and blue suits more than I liked the metallic suits. I just didn't like the color scheme. I don't know. I did think it was cool though when they went into their super modes and they had their original colors integrated with the metallics colors.
I mean, look what happened to Deadpool and Wolverine. That movie became the most successful movie of all time. Think of other Marvel properties that have potential to be like its predecessor.
Yeah, because it played with tone. It played with tone very well.
Oh, I love this. I've only seen the next Karate Kid. Top tier, no notes.
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Yes, the tone, especially the 3-minute intro in the beginning, tons of energy, tons of scenes and clips and Easter eggs, quick intros, and dive on it. Pretty much.
Yeah.
I would say. Within 3 minutes, it's like boom, boom, boom. Now you know who the characters are. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Or as Don Cheadle's War Machine would say, boom, looking for this?
Oh my god, nice.
Boom, are you looking for this?
I still want to see you guys react to Science Ninja Team Gotcha Man one day.
We will. Maybe.
There's
one day.
The problem is there's so much. There's so much.
One day, maybe. Possibly.
Or a little change in like let the Metallics armors be like power-ups, like them going Super Saiyan.
Yes. Now we're talking my language. Yes. Like little bursts. I like that. I like that.
The OG suits were better, but the Metallics Borgs had these Megazord-looking robots.
Fair. That's fair. I mean, they were just the look, talking about like VR Troopers. I think the original Beetleborg suits looked the most like the VR Troopers in terms of like metal heroes, whereas the metallic suits looked so clean. They were still cool, and I still liked them. I just think the Beetle Bonder was cooler on the originals. The weapons were cooler. I don't know. I'm just a classic guy. Just like I like my cars, like I like my Beetleborgs. Classic.
I didn't know you liked classic cars.
I didn't know either. I just listen. Cars. I like my car. I like my Beetleborgs. Like I like my Power Rangers. Old.
What the? Okay.
I do prefer older Rangers because I think it makes more sense.
Yes, actually, it's really funny because that's the other argument I think when it comes to not talking down on Power Ranger fans that much. Go through like every single season of Power Rangers. It's probably close to 50-50, but I think more than not, they're adults.
Yeah.
Or at least like in their late teens.
Or in high school, learning how to become NASCAR drivers.
Oh my god.
Only to then quit and become a paleontologist, a doctor of paleontology.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
After being a master martial artist.
Man, Dr. O just like had everything in his arsenal.
God bless Tommy, man. That guy has lived. That man has lived.
Yeah.
He's had the same girlfriend since high school.
That's not a bad thing. Did they recolor Kibosh MMPR helmets for something in VR Troopers?
When they trooper transform, isn't there like a brief second where mid transformation there's like a repainted Mighty Morphin helmet? Or they might have repainted it for one of the troopers. I know that is a fact. I just don't know for what it's used for. I don't know if it's used on the suit itself or it's just used during the trooper transform sequence. But yeah, they did, and I think it was the Red Ranger helmet.
I would like to imagine Boom bring Beetleborgs while they're in battle. They can use their metallics as a power-up upgrade.
Yeah, I like that concept. Bring in the Beetleborgs. Let them help the Power Rangers. Let them do like the fusion dance and become a Power Borg.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mighty Beetle Power Borg.
Now that's a concept we haven't seen yet.
Fusion?
Yeah. I'm actually kind of surprised.
I mean, because a Power Ranger fused with a Beetleborg is just a VR trooper, right?
Well, I'm just saying, like, even amongst Power Rangers at this point.
That's true.
I mean, yeah, we kind of have the Zords.
No, we do. See, the problem is, like, I don't think this is a spoiler, really, but it does happen in Megaforce.
Oh, I didn't know that, but it's okay.
Trust me, by the time we get to Megaforce, you'll forget.
I'll forget, and honestly, I probably will not care or feel invested.
It's not important to the plot whatsoever, so.
No, I literally randomly saw a clip circulating where Troy becomes MMPR Red, and then the other four all become like a Sentai that wasn't adapted.
What do you mean? Their powers yet to be seen on Earth.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Sorry.
Obviously.
Oh.
They wouldn't just use stock footage with suits that don't match the continuity of Power Rangers, Nikki.
Oh, silly me.
They would never do that. They wouldn't even. That's like getting everyone to come in for the legendary battle to do reshoots and then still use stock footage of suits that weren't in Power Rangers. That would be so stupid.
Yeah, you're right. It would be stupid.
That'd be so lazy and stupid.
I remember the gold sword, astral sword, to summon Robo-Borg. They could put the 6 Power Ranger Dino coins in that sucker and summon like a fusion Megazord.
The Beetleborgs come, slam the sword on the table, and be like, "This sucker could take 6 power coins."
I And Masked Rider could be involved in Prime.
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, when they referenced the troopers in the MMPR comic, they were referenced with Prince Jerkface from Masked Rider. Prince Dax
or Dax?
Dax or Dax. Prince Jerk. I think he's Troy's father because they have the same level of personality.
Oh my god.
Cardboard.
Yeah. There was an episode of Beetleborgs when they were in Comic-Con and it was all like different metal heroes from the 90s era.
That was classic. I love Beetleborgs because the base for the Beetle, like one of the bases, their Ernie's was the dad's comic book shop.
Aww.
So it was like, for me, that's so cool. The two things that I love, comic books and superheroes.
Aw, that's sweet.
Yeah.
Furbus is invited to the Prime Universe, and neither is Masked Rider. Furbus. I thought that was Furbies for a second.
We should get Furbus and Furbies. Furbies crossover. And Beetleborgs.
That's a lot.
And
Kamen Rider.
And tattooed teenage alien fighters.
Wait, what?
You don't know the tattooed teenage alien fighters from space?
No.
Oh my
Wait,
god.
what?
That was another Power Ranger ripoff.
Oh god.
And it was just 4 like average sized young teenagers becoming really bulky luchador-esque people.
This is correct. We've gone too far. Andrew, okay, we have not gotten to every multi-parter yet. There's certain ones I'm very curious about.
I'll tell you which one's not. A Friend in Need. That one sucked.
That was the worst.
That one sucked.
Except for the Kim stuff.
This last one was good. It was so insane.
Oh, the one with
the
Aisha.
Hate Master.
Oh my god.
The Hate Master needs to apologize. I don't know to who. It needs to apologize to the hip-hop community, number one. It needs to apologize to me, personally. And it needs to apologize to Rita and Zed.
Yes, 100%. Imagine an American Tokyo universe. The problem is, like, does it have to be Masked Rider, or can we adapt some of the better Kamen Riders?
Can we, instead of Masked Rider, can we do Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, which was a better Kamen Rider adaptation in America?
That. Yeah.
Because I actually watched it. That was pretty fun.
I know. I'm surprised I haven't tried doing more.
Yeah, it would.
Whoa.
What's up, Blackwing? Everyone, you have to do me a solid right now. My man Blackwing is on the precipice of 1,000 subscribers. He is, Blackwing, how many are your way? Last time I checked, it was 23. He's 23 away from 1,000. His goal is to hit 1,000 by the end of this month or by Thanksgiving. Can we get Blackwing closer to his goal? Can we get him past 1,000? There's 63 people watching.
17.
17 away. Guys, if you have not subbed to Blackwing's channel, go sub, because this man is putting in the work. He has watched like 5 Sentai shows in the past, 2 to 3 months, Blackwing. This man is crazy. He's on Twitch, live streaming his watch throughs of Sentai. Then he goes and he gives reviews of each season afterwards. So if you're like me and the only Sentai you've ever watched is Boom Boom Jir, you need someone like Blackwing to kind of get you up to date on all your other Sentai. So go show my friends some love.
I was going to say, please, I'm going to drop it in the chat right now. Here y'all go. Go check him out now.
Yes, because we want him to hit his goal.
Yes.
Absolutely, because he grinds. He puts the work in.
I know. I wish we could, turn out watching all the Sentai. Listen,
I wish I could stream for hours on end. The fortitude you have to do that. We're at hour and 48, and I'm already tapping out. I'm getting out of gas.
That's okay. It's understandable. Dude, please don't. Of course.
Yeah, dude. Fan club. Yeah, thank you, fan club, for subscribing. And guys, if you haven't subscribed to the fan club, go subscribe to the fan club too. Dude, you're also grinding.
Oh my
you
God,
put out a video a day?
Hold on.
You're crazy, man. I don't know how you guys do it.
I would love to. Trust me.
We put out. We try and do 2 shorts a day, but man, how do you guys? You guys must be young. You must be young guns.
You're young guns. I wish
you got that vibrant energy or something.
I try to drink a lot of coffee. It doesn't do that much to help me.
I just pound Monster Energies to the face. 2 to 3 a day?
I know, right?
Bro, God bless.
Oh man. Okay. Don't make us feel bad about ourselves.
All right. We're basically the same age. So
Yeah.
I just feel like shit now. Thanks.
But no, look at it as motivation.
Motivation. I'm just keep drinking my Monster Energy. I'm gonna have to ice my knees after this. I've been sitting and I'm gonna have to ice my knees.
Oh my god. You're running out of the juice.
Running out of the juice. Awesome. I love that. I appreciate you guys for subbing to Blackman because it's good content.
Supporting each other, like that's all y'all can do.
Yeah. Maybe in the future we'll drop the link and we'll get some of you guys up here to talk. We ran a little long tonight, so probably not. But we definitely want to experiment more with live streams in the future.
Yeah, like because this was fun, and we'd like to think of other ideas to do. We know we've done activities before.
Yeah.
We just need ideas, and if y'all have any, definitely let us know.
I mean, we got ideas. It's just that finding the time. These last 2 months for us were so busy.
They were grueling.
In terms of just family stuff, work stuff, like content stuff. We went to like 4 or 5 different convents and events for the channel. We hosted the biggest Yu-Gi-Oh event of the year.
Man, like Agatha, we loved Agatha, but that week of Halloween was like the grind.
It was such a grind, so just like now that things have slowed down, we're gonna get back to streaming more.
Yes.
Gonna try some, maybe I'll stream some Fortnite while we're playing.
Y'all, just watching Monty play Fortnite is an experience.
Can we just say like how great it is that I could be Magneto high-fiving Eminem in Fortnite inside of Mom's spaghetti? That's fantastic.
This is a good question.
Yeah, there is, right?
I don't know if there's a. Oh, I think there's an idea.
Yeah, there
channel.
is.
Yes. I mean, by all means, if you put it in any of them, we'll see it.
Yeah.
But...
if not, General's good. I'm just kidding. If you guys aren't in the Discord, join the Discord too, because we're also going to start doing more voice chats in the Discord. We're also going to start pushing that more. We have a lot of like Sentai conversations that go on and Power Ranger conversations that go on.
Yeah.
But we really want to open it up and just build the community even bigger than it already is.
That is very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Yeah, we're grinding. We're grinding. We're hitting the rail. We're hitting the half pipe. We're grinding. But yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff. We have a lot of cool things planned. A lot of fun ideas that I don't want to spoil it yet. I don't want to say it before it happens, but keep your eyes on the channel because we are going to be doing a lot more. We're going to be doing more live streams.
Yes.
We plan on bringing more people up. We plan on just being more interactive with you guys because we're so appreciative.
Yes, like the fact that y'all find enjoyment in just watching us go back and forth and bicker and talk about all this crazy stuff that we all love. Honestly, it means the world to us.
Yeah, 100%. Just getting to talk about the Fantastic Four and Power Rangers and X-Men and all the things that we got to do this year. It's just, we couldn't do without you guys. So we appreciate you. And we want to be way more interactive as the time goes forward. And listen, let's keep it going.
Hold on. Blackman. Monty, if you love the Sentai stuff, be prepared because Kamen Rider will be coming next month.
Whoa. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what you have in store for us.
Yes.
But yeah, I love popping into your streams and just like watching. You were doing I can't remember the Sentai names. You were watching
it 5-Man or Go-Go 5?
It was what's
or
the
Gingaman?
wild? Is that Gingaman? Is that Wild Force?
No.
What's Wild Force?
I have
no.
I don't know. I felt like I knew a good number of them, and now I'm blanking.
I know Boom Boomger. I know Zoo Ranger.
We know Q Ranger. We know Ryu Soldier.
Ryu Soldier. I know Lupin versus Pat Ranger. Gingaman. There you go. You're watching Gingaman.
I was gonna say.
And it's so vastly different from Lost Galaxy because it wasn't supposed to be a space. It wasn't a space.
It was supposed to be nature.
Yeah. So that was a really fun one.
I would not have known Wild Force. Can you name This might be like an activity we have to do is like quiz each other.
Quiz each other. We should get like 2 columns, Sentai names and Power Ranger names. Just try and match them.
I would not have gotten Wild Force. Can you?
He just said it.
No.
Oh no, Lost Galaxy. Okay.
Which I knew Ginga Man. I don't know. I did not know what Wild Force was.
Wild Force is.
I'll give you a hint. Ranger is in the name.
It's Gal Ranger, is it not?
Yeah. Oh my God, you
Yeah.
actually got it.
Because I know most of them. They're just locked inside this vault of secrets that is my mind.
I love how I didn't remember that, but I can remember Hurricane Nature.
Like Hurricane, well, because we got the Changer and we got the Deca Ranger. I'm literally staring at the Deca Ranger Morpher.
Abba Ranger.
The Abba Ranger. We have the Memorial Edition of that too. Just thinking if I could cheat over here.
I was gonna say, yeah, I feel like I have to study now.
Yeah, we got to study for this test. But we've been going for just about 2 hours. Unless there's anything super pressing that you guys want to ask us, I think we're going to start wrapping it up.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for joining us today. If you haven't liked the video, give it a huge like. If you're watching this on repeat, thank you so much for checking us out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit subscribe. And like I said, we're going to be doing more live streams, so keep your eye out. And until next time, guys, stay versed.